If someone said you'd be breaking even in the month of August, I'd say, hey, it's honestly a win based on the past couple of years. So for the month of August, we broke even, or we technically lost $16, but I'm going to call it a break even. And let's get into it. We had a couple of trades. We had like 5 trades. We had IWM was a break even trade, should have won. Okay, you can go back to that recap on the 4th. We had a firm, or I think it was like, I posted it probably after that. We had a firm we lost on, Meta we lost on, made money on ETH. And then this is technically September. This is not counting for this total. We lost small. So you see we're losing small. Winner was 179. Actually, the winner was supposed to be bigger. Technically didn't hit TP. I'll talk about that in a second. Average win-loss, pretty freaking good. I like that. Win rate, not great. But you see that you can kind of be close to break even with a shitty win rate and a decent risk. Well, not that's actually very good. To me. Depends who you're talking to. But like I always do, let's get into the reports. I'll talk about the reports quick. We'll talk about the charts, talk about the Webull account, all that stuff. So here's kind of how this went. Nothing crazy. This is kind of the new performance data on TradeZella, which I will link below. Average hold time for these trades, 7 days, 17 hours, 27 minutes. You're like, holy shit, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I swing trade. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's actually not that complicated at all. It's actually very simple. That's what I like to do. But you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. And I'm actually adding day trading to these monthly recaps, which will be soon, but I'll talk about, I'm not actually doing the day trades, and I'll explain why. So custom tags, this is where I dive into, or I guess I should pull this up so you can see it better. What was good, what was bad? So we can see that the 1 day time frame lost us money and the 1 week time frame made us money. So we had 2 trades here in the 1 day. 4 hour time frame, we had a UDA, what was this? No, an IWM on there. That was literally a break even trade. That's what that comes from. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good. I can't complain about this, to be honest with you. But yeah, overall profit totals, we had 2 trades that we lost on the daily time frame and 1 winner on the weekly time frame to get to where we're at. But that's really it. Any setups, or I guess the setups we did trade were mostly bull flags. The bear flag was on IWM. That was the break even on that, which is why it's not showing up. It just shows 0 because it literally was a break even. But we did trade it once. Trade count was a 1 here. That's why it's a 1. Yeah, nothing crazy. Just I call it bulls and bears. You can call it whatever you want. It's just the way it's just my setup that I see. A couple things go into it. It's not like I just play the bear flag off of any chart, any time frame. No, there's more that goes into it. It's not as simple. I mean, to me it's simple, but you got to have a couple criteria that have to be met for me to then consider playing it. So that's kind of how I just call it that, though, for me. Then mistakes, like always. I actually usually don't have mistakes, to be honest with you, but I did not take profits on the IWM trade, which we can go back and watch that recap if you want to see it. Should have locked gains. It was a freaking massive move. I literally sniped a short. Like, I sniped a short. Like, basically, based off my situation or like my setup and my strategy, there really weren't many shorts to be had, if at all, this month. But I sniped that short. It was perfect. Like, it kind of met the criteria right at the perfect time. And then we overarchingly like are in an uptrend, and then it kind of like, so I kind of big picture was like, yo, this probably might not be like a good idea to have a short that we're just holding for like days and days and days. And it ended up kind of coming back against me and then just broke out or stopped me out break even. So that was that. Webull account, what's going on here? We're like, yo, we dropped $1,000. Yeah, I took $1,000 out. I have to pay estimated taxes, and also I need $1,000 for something else. that's literally it. Total account P&L year to date. I made the account like back in June, so it's only been going for so long. But year to date, we're up $186, which is not that great. We were up more at a period of time, but yeah, you can see we were up nearly $400 at period of time. But what happens is the market does what it does. And like I said before, if you go back to that last month's recap, or one of the recaps before, I talked about this specifically. I was like, yo, just so you know, like 7% in a month or 2 months or whatever it was is not really going to be sustainable. I'm not going to keep that up. I just know based on my strategy, it's not going to happen. But if you trade more often and you have a strategy that's kind of like mine over the past couple of years, maybe there's something there. So we'll talk about that and what I'm going to get into here shortly. But we're going to trade on gold. So let's talk about some charts. So the ETH was the weekly time frame, really good. Got like mostly to our take profit, so it still looks fine. It just I didn't like it, and I wanted to move into something else, which was the Dow, which then it doesn't look bad either. So you have a Dow breakout going on right now. So I got out of the ETH, got into the Dow because it was a better chart, better looking chart at the end of like last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever I got into it. And then still fine, but I got out of this. So now you can say, yeah, this guy's fucking out of control. I got out of this because, it's fine, but I like this more. I like gold more. So I'm in gold. Yeah. So we're going to roll with gold for now. The situation, I guess you can make the argument though here that like, yes, what you probably could and should do in these scenarios is just hold them all, but the account's kind of small, so I only can really size for one position at a time. Ideally, I'd have 2 positions, but then it's like you're net. Well, I could be long the Dow and I could be long gold at the same time. They're different, but they both seasonality wise tend to have red periods in September. So this is ES seasonality. It's not the Dow, but it's essentially the same shit. I guess I should pull it up. The DJ, was it DJI? Is that the? I don't know. Dow. Let me pull up the Dow futures. The minis on the Dow. Yeah, September's a month the Dow doesn't. Oh fuck, you can't even see this. September's a month the Dow doesn't do very well. Past couple of years, past 5 years historically. And then if you just go to gold, you're gonna see the same thing. Gold seasonality wise is past 5 years, past 3 years, it's the same thing. It's not the same, but it's like similar. It hasn't been that good. So the whole point here is like I was just trying to get into like where I felt the most, which had the best potential. And seasonality wise, the gold has less. It's not as red, seasonality wise. Well, maybe, I don't know. Depends on how you look at how you view it all. So that's why I went with gold. I like the chart the best. It's the strongest right now. I'm going to roll with that. Probably could have just been relaxed and leave one in, whatever. Leave them both on, but that's what I did. So, where'd the extra $1,000 go? I guess do I really have to explain it? I don't really have to, but I'm putting it in, it's trading related. I'm putting more than $1,000, but I'm putting money into a trading algorithm bot, you wouldn't call it, that is fully custom up to a degree. The strategy is not created by me. However, I am able to customize the settings on said strategy to create the trading experience or the trading bot that I want. And it will trade for me or on my behalf in my brokerage account. Futures for now. I will be interested in expanding this out at some point in the future, but futures for now. So that is what I'm going to be doing with a chunk of change. And I will be talking about that in future videos, because by next month, at the end of September, we will have data on that. I have been testing it out on paper. So it's been testing on paper. It looks pretty good. And I will be going live on that one shortly. The back test, dude, I'm telling you right now, the back test is fucking wild. Now, here's the thing. I also understand that a back test being wild doesn't mean shit, right? Because if the back test is good, does that mean what's going to happen in the forward test, like the real live? Like, no, it doesn't mean shit. The market's going to change. The market does change. However, I'm looking at this saying, if I can even do half or even a quarter of what it's returning, of what it's doing, I will be printing. So obviously you can get hyped up about it. I'm not really getting too hyped up about it until it starts actually paying me. But it's very promising. So I'm very excited for it. I'm going to be testing it out. I'm going to be using a lot of data. It's data. It's essentially, it's kind of similar to my strategy, but on a day trade time frame. And it's completely data driven. So, when I use TradeZella and I do all this stuff and I say, well, here's the data and we're going to optimize, yada, 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 right? Which is what we do. So if I go back and I say, okay, let's go year to date on this data, and I look at the tags and I go, okay, let's go look at the setups, the custom tags, what should we be doing? What should we be trading? Like what's making us the most money? Looking into here, you can see that the 1 day time frame's crushing, the 1 hour's doing well, the 4 hours crushing, the 5 minutes not doing well, and the 1 week is not doing as good. So I go, okay, great. We can make adjustments, but I'm essentially back testing, taking data like this, seeing my win rates, all this stuff, taking data like this in, and then saying, okay, well, now we will not be trading on the 5 minutes, which is what I've essentially done, right? On my own stuff, but now I'm doing it like kind of at an accelerated pace with the assistance of some softwares. So it's super sick. Talk about it more in the future, but that's coming as well. So these monthly recaps will be not only recapping my own manual trades, which I do like to do and I will continue to do, and the data tells me to keep doing it. There's no reason to stop as it's making money. I have to just grow the account, and then it's like, that's really all it is. But I'll be also doing having the trading bot, if you want to call it the bots, the algo, whatever you want to say. That will be also operating for me on my behalf as well. So excited for what is to come. That should be good stuff. I'm really going to be slowing down the pace of the recaps because, to be honest, I'm taking bigger picture time frame trades, and I don't really care to do too. This is just something that I do, and I do care about it. But I'm also like, when there's nothing crazy to talk about, I'm just not gonna bother. Like, I got shit to do. I got a lot of other stuff going on. So, which is good. All good. So that's the update. That's the August update. It's September 2nd right now, so I'm not that far behind on it, to be honest. That's the August update. Hope that was helpful. Again, I'll link TradeZilla below. You can get a 20% or 10% discount on it. I just re-upped last month for my next full year of TradeZilla. I don't know, it's a lot of money, but I don't have a discount. You could have a discount if you use it, but it's useful. I mean, if you trade and you're actually like, if your P&L is substantial. If your P&L, like if you're more than a beginner and you have a lot to do and you're willing to pay some money for someone or software to do all this for you, these calculations for you, cool. If you can code it yourself or create your own spreadsheet yourself, that's simple, do it. Then, but that's just what I do. Thanks so much, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.